Matt Kohrs joined Charles Payne today on Making Money to talk about AMC stock, naked short selling, and Robinhood. What's up, Ape Nation? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, please smash the like button so we can get this video out to more people. And while you're down there, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can always change your mind. Alright, let's listen in to what Matt and Charles had to say, and then I want to mention a few things after that.
Well, Robinhood, folks, failed IPO last week, sizzling stock this week, and then a reminder that billionaires, well, they always find a way to make money. That's what we're seeing in today's session. Shares of the investing app company under pressure after the company filed to sell almost 98 million shares, none of it going to help the company, all going to early capitalist investors. Meanwhile, AMC edging higher, this after a pretty rough month, down as much as 41%. It's been a tough one for investing apes, but listen, most knew this moment and periods like this will come. How do you fight your way through it? We're bringing in investment YouTube host Matt Kohrs. Matt, you've done a lot of work. I was watching your video. Honestly, we don't have that much time here, so if you can shrink it down, how you are finding evidence of more naked shorting and what do you think should be done about it?
Yeah, to put it simply, I think this is one of the first times in the entire AMC saga that we have statistically backed data that is suggestive of counterfeit shares, or to put that another way, naked shorts. Now, I don't want to prompt any, horrific back flashes to your math class, but what's going on? August 9th, AMC is having its next earnings call, and this time they're taking questions from investors, and people are starting to ask those questions, and to do so, they're verifying their shares. And with this, we're starting to get an idea of the average ownership of the ape community, and no matter how you really approach this problem, it comes down to one thing for the shares that are allegedly in existence for AMC. The numbers are not adding up, and a lot of red flags are going off in a lot of people's minds, specifically within the Ape Nation community.
So, it's so heartbreaking to keep hearing this, right? And then we had Gary Gensler. He was on TV this week. He won't come on this show. I keep inviting him on. And he's given lip service, right? I mean, how confident are you that anyone with some power to level the playing field, because let's face it, the hedge funds never run out of money. They get to write the rules, and then they get to skirt the rules. How confident are you that anyone will ever truly try to make this a more level playing field?
Let me answer this one in two different parts. So with Gary Gensler, and maybe I'm being naively optimistic, but I do believe he is on the side of retail investors, traders, and I do think he's seeking market transparency and fairness. I question if he has the resources and tools available to him. And for the second part, I'm not going to lie, Charles, I was a bit discouraged when I realized he has yet to be on your show. And then I realized, well, of course, you got to save the best for last.
I hear you. Well, I hope so. Hey, let's take a trip down memory lane because we're talking about people being diamond hands. It's easier said than done. In 2015, a retired gas station attendant, he was also a janitor, he passed away. He left $5 million. A janitor left $5 million to a local hospital and library. Ronald Reed actually had an $8 million fortune, and all he did was buy and hold. Now he had Procter & Gamble, JP Morgan, GE, CVS, General Motors, Deere. So he was the ultimate diamond hands, but those are all blue chip stocks. At what point does the ape community need to see some business improvement, some innovation from AMC and GME? Listen, you pick the stocks, you're sticking with them. Management of those companies, they'll have to come through as well, don't they?
I 100% agree, and I do think it's happening. Maybe it's just happening a little bit more slowly than we would like to see. For example, AMC, they had that new partnership for the trilogy fight with UFC, and for every numbers that I read related to it, it was an absolute success. So I'm expecting more partnerships to really branch out of just showing movies. And then in reference to GME, they're doing all they can to really get into and build a strong foundation in cementing itself as the e-commerce for esports, which many of us know is an absolutely booming sector right now. So I believe it's happening, and it just kind of takes time to really move such a sizable ship of a business.
And by the way, listen, it feels longer in real time, right? I can tell you right now, I regret stocks that I sold more than stocks that I held that went to zero. Those are my biggest regrets in investing. So, the so-called smart money, Matt, forget about it. They'll put a buy recommendation on this stock 3 years from now, significantly higher if it works out. Quick, well, we got a minute to go. We can talk about this Robinhood thing. What are your thoughts here with Robinhood?
I have 3 words for you: bearish, bearish, and bearish. And to explain those fancy 3 words right there, it's really twofold, I guess, for this one. First of all, we know actually from Gensler, who we were just referring to, Robinhood went out of its way explicitly to accept worse trade execution for its clients in return for higher payment for order flow, which is obviously against the entire name of Robinhood. And potentially more important, a majority of the company's income is coming from payment for order flow. And the US government right now is looking in, and it might potentially become outlawed. So its business model to me is very, very poor. And I mean, we're seeing it, I believe it's down 19, 20% today. I think it was just a pump and dump, and I'm bearish.
Do you think someone tried to manipulate retail investors with this one?
I don't know. Retail, I think manipulation. I think it's weird that they dumped 98 million right after a giant jump 5 days after. Why didn't they sell on the day of the IPO? Yeah. Doesn't add up to me whatsoever.
Yeah. Great observations, Matt. Thank you so much. I appreciate your strength and all the research you're doing. Hopefully you come back real soon.
Guys, by verifying our AMC shares in preparation for the next earnings call on August 9th, we're actually helping provide statistical data that can be used to infer the actual number of AMC shares that are outstanding and possibly lend credibility to everything we've been saying about synthetic shares on the market. About Robinhood, I think Matt was spot on, and I completely agree with him. If you were trading Robinhood and you were able to make some profit, congrats, I'm happy for you. But at the same time, I personally do not intend to ever buy the company's stock because I do not believe that Robinhood is a good company. Not just because of payment for order flow and what happened back in January, but also because of all the other problems associated with the company, many of which I've mentioned in previous videos. Now, I think it's very interesting to think about AMC and GameStop improving their businesses. As for GameStop, they're in the process of transforming their entire business model, and I am very bullish on GME long term based on what they're working on with e-commerce, NFTs, and blockchain technologies. I think there's a bright future ahead for GameStop. As for AMC, there are so many great opportunities for management to transform the business, partnering with professional sports leagues, adding more AMC-only movies, AMC-only premieres of movies, showing esport tournaments, offering dinner and movie experiences. I mean, there have been so many great suggestions from the ape community, and hopefully we'll get a better idea of what Adam Aron and the leadership of AMC are thinking on August 9th during the earnings call. And personally, regardless of what happens, guys, I'm still holding because what we stand for is so important. What we want is a free and fair stock market with open transparency and a level playing field. And in my opinion, that's worth holding for. And that does it for this video, guys. Please smash the like button so we can get this video out to more people. And while you're down there, please subscribe. It's free and it helps us out tremendously. And until next time, remember why we hold.